it's on the street we live on. It's so easy to get to. And I didn't want her to go there. And her teacher was wonderful. And she had so many things to struggle with. My daughter's very academically advanced, and getting her to be pushed in 3rd grade was so challenging. And I understood the challenge because I'm a teacher too. And talking to her teacher about how many challenges she was facing in that classroom. To say to her, can you give my kid an extra book report then? Was like, it was hard to ask her that. And just the physical space was so unwelcoming. The people are great. The teachers are wonderful. But to even have to be in that building was sad. When she was going to 4th grade, she was accepted into an accelerated program that Brockton offers. It's in a different school, and we got to walk into that school. Thank you. When we walked into that school, wow, it was just so different. It was colorful and inviting, and it seemed like the kids were like, everything they did was on display. They were proud to go to school. And I thought, wow, Brockton does really great things, you know, and I went through Brockton, and I went to different schools that were run down schools that nobody wanted to go to, and I went to really great schools, you know, and I got a great education. But to think about the vast difference from one school to the next, from one neighborhood to the next, was it's sad. It's really heartbreaking. So this past year, the school on our street where she had gone for 3rd grade, they transitioned that group of students to another building. And so at first you were like, great, they're gonna get a better building. But they had to use this building for something, and they transitioned their alternative program for the elementary school alternative program into this building. I would rather have had my kid there, because it's not just about my kid. And my kid could handle that. And I work with the same types of students, right? Doing the therapeutic learning. And these kids need so much. And if there's one thing they absolutely need, they need to want to come to school. They need to walk into a building that's therapeutic. And to think that that's where they go every day, I don't want to think that. But Brockton can't afford to build a new school, and they have to put these kids somewhere. They just had to close North Junior High because of the condition of the school. The superintendent has actually asked us, begged us from BIC to come and see East Junior High because of the condition it's in, because she wants us to work for this. Whether or not she wants us to do it our way, I don't know. But she very much wants this funding. And the reality is, my superintendent in Easton wants the funding too. She wants more funding. We want more funding for Easton. Brockton wants more funding for Easton. We want more funding for everyone. But what Easton wants to be able to do is have one-to-one technology for every student, to have a new high school when their high school is far more beautiful and in much better condition than Brockton High. They want to be able to go to these like big above and beyond places that their students deserve. But Brockton wants textbooks. Brockton wants their schools to not be falling apart. And that's not too much to ask. That's well deserved. And so the other thing that I think about as a teacher, aside from just the discrepancies in what is available in different districts, is there's this sense that people have that caring about education means that you have a child who's going to public school. It means that you know somebody who does, or that you just have some innate like love for children and have like a save the children mentality. And really I that sense, that thinking bothers me very much as an educator, because what our schools really are for is, yes, to educate every child and care about every single child, but really it's to develop communities and to develop citizens. And every single one of us is affected by that, whether you have children or not, whether you interact with children or not. Go to the doctor. Ask your doctor where he or she grew up, what town they got their education in, because most of the time it probably wasn't yours. Your dentist, you know, the nurse, your attorney, the person who's going to file your taxes, these people who have huge effects on your life didn't necessarily go to school in your town. And 20 years from now, the people who are still going to be affecting your life, maybe they're from Brockton. And don't you want to know that they have the education that says, yes, I should be able to affect your life, instead of an education that says like, maybe I don't want you operating on me today, or maybe I don't want you filing my taxes today, or etc. You know, it really is about being a community together on the local level, on the state level, on a national level, on an international level. We have people traveling all over the world, coming here from all over the world. That are we educating in the same way? So I really appreciate your interest just in being here, and I really hope that you share with other people and come to this action, because it really affects everyone. Thanks.
I feel like I shouldn't even